And hello there! Let's get the week rolling just right with the right mix of news and conversations. Now, whether you're catching us online, on TV, or on the radio, hop on and join the chat. I'm Paolo de Rosario.
Hello there, beautiful people. I'm Asis-Carilo. We are simulcast on Mellow 94.7 BFM. Here's your daily dose of deep dives and good vibes. Welcome to
Beautiful Day! Alam mo, right before we went on air, nagsabi si Derek sa akin, uy, Pao, smile! Well, you know what? If you watched the news yesterday, wow! Ang hirap!
Ang hirap mag-smile.
Whoa.
But there are amusing parts
Yes.
during the hearing which will make you smile, I guess, but not smile like happy smile, because hearing all these allegations, these revelations, nakakashock eh.
First of all, I have to give credit to all of our content creators, all of yung mga humor, satire, websites, and
Ayan, that will make
social
you
media
smile.
pages online. Kasi
Yeah.
grabe, ang tataba po ng utak ninyo. But, of course, when you take a look at the revelations, when you take a look at the amount of money being moved around, allegedly via maleta, for like huge
Right?
amounts of money. Like, I
20 million in one maleta, and
I
then...
don't know how it
Tama
looks
ba?
like.
Or 50 million. 50 million in one maleta, and then several maletas being delivered. Wow! Pamaleta naman dyan!
Grabe. I mean, like, I also wonder, anong klaseng maleta? Like, yung mga mahalin ba? Or yung mga mura? But, or yung
Maybe,
mga,
baka
alam mo yung mga
ano,
maleta that you can ride?
Alam mo,
Pwede,
parang
diba?
feeling ko,
yan,
it's
pwede
just
gamitin.
yung mga cheap maleta para it won't look suspicious. Because if you put like super expensive maleta there, people are gonna say na, ano yan? What are you
No, pero
delivering?
one of the things also alleged was that they were all transported via SUVs, diba? Yung parang convoy, tapos
yeah.
nangyayari sa mga parking lot ng mga certain upscale hotels, or they're also being delivered to Valle Verde. Actually, yung address mismo binigay, and including how to get there if you listen to all of the statements.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, look, the details were vivid. The allegations were very damning. And of course, we're going to see how it develops, because simula pa lang to eh. And more names will be named. And syempre,
Yeah.
we're talking about amounts that were given in a certain period of time.
Yeah.
Kung tinotal natin yon from 2022 to 2025, I believe that was one of the time frames looked at. It is more, and we don't know how much further it goes.
We're talking billions here, ha?
Yeah.
Sometimes
With
when
a
you
B.
when you say when you say billion, parang ano, hindi mo pa masyadong ma-feel yung gravity, 'di ba? Of when you say 1 billion. Let's say 1 billion pesos lang. But si Mayor Benjamin Magalong on his Instagram, meron siyang post there. Follow niyo siya, guys, and then watch that video I'm talking about. So he stacked. Pinagpakita siya ng visual lang gaano karami ba ang 1 billion pesos. So nakalatag doon in syempre ano lang to, like play money lang siya, right? So 1 million,
Well, sana.
1,000 peso bills na 1 billion. Tapos if you stack them up down like vertically, kasing taas na siya ng building halos. Or if you spread them naman, like on the ground, more than a kilometer. So, ganun karaming
Yeah.
pera to, guys, ang pinag-uusapan.
Pero,
And 1 billion
Oo.
for a regular employee to be able to earn 1 billion pesos, they need to work for 1,000 years.
Well, not just that. Imagine mo to. If you do have 1 billion pesos, you could spend literally 1 million a day, and you won't spend it all in a year.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about yung prospect na yun. Like, how much money do you have? Again, spending 1 million in a year. Some people don't even earn 1 million. A lot of people, rather, not just some. A lot of people here in the Philippines don't even earn 1 million in a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Tapos, sila.
Kaya nga di ba parang ordinary employee ka, di ba? You earn yung basic pay. You will have to work 1,000 years. Imagine mo, so namatay ka na, kailan mabuhay ka ulit para magtrabaho ka ulit, and then namatay ka na and
multiple
mabuhay ka
times.
ulit.
Multiple
Diba?
times.
You have to live again and again to be able to earn 1 billion, and these are the taxes that we paid, and then ginastos lang sa wala.
Actually, hindi
Diba?
pa nagagastos
Oh
eh.
my
Kasi parang
gosh.
imposible, parang imposible
Yeah.
na to
And
be able to spend that amount of money
diba?
already in this short amount of time. I don't care how many trips you go on, wherever. I don't care how many luxury cars and all that. You won't be
And
able to
that's-
spend that much,
and
but you have that
that's
much.
exactly why people are angry now, and we demand accountability from all those who are involved.
I agree.
And ito na guys, nangyayari na. And oh my gosh, ang dami pag-usapan sa
Yes.
news natin. Let's save that for the news later.
Yes, I was going to say, because we have a lot to go through. Syempre, we're going to hear from all of the hearings and politicians and so on as we go on. But first, remember, we're live on Facebook, YouTube. Do like, share, and comment. And I believe open yung comment section natin.
Yes, that's right. So send us, please, your comments, your stories, and if you want to chime in on the political conversation on our talkies with the news segment later, or if you want to ask questions, we have Besties Ask today. It's a Wednesday, so if you want to chime in on our topic today for Besties Ask with DJ Yen, if you could wish for one thing for yourself that would come true, what would you wish for? 1 billion pesos, maybe? So let us know. Send it through the comment section on Facebook, on YouTube, and also we are on the Facebook page of Mellow 94.7 BFM. Let us know what you want, what wish you want to come true. If it was going to come true for you, what would you ask for? And later on, for the hangout, we will be joined by this lovely lady. Her name is Kristine Soguilon, and she is a highly sought-after artist and cultural ambassador for the Philippine Navy. So
Yeah.
that's going to be one exciting conversation.
First
She
ever, by the way. First ever cultural
Yeah,
ambassador for
yes.
the Philippine Navy. Kaya, very interesting to talk to her. And of course, later on, Weather HQ, don't forget, we're going to give you more updates on another weather system coming to the Philippines.
Yun na naman.
Yeah, alam mo, very timely yung mga hearing natin. So, we are going to have
B is
more
for
of that
billion.
later.
B is for bagyo.
Well, Bilyonaryo, diba? Nasa Bilyonaryo News
Bilyonaryo
Channel.
yan,
So,
yes.
it's proper. Actually, na-mention din tayo sa hearing kahapon
yeah.
eh. So, pag-usapan din natin yan
Yeah.
mamaya. But first, pag-usapan muna natin ano nangyayari ngayon along EDSA.
Yes, we always start with a traffic situation. Let's check the roads at this hour. First up, here's what's happening along EDSA Quezon Avenue flyover. On the left side of your screens, you're seeing the vehicles heading to Quiapo. You'll be stepping on the brakes if you are heading to Quiapo this morning. Moderate to heavy traffic already building up on that stretch. Opposite lane, same situation. On the right side of your screens, those are the vehicles headed to Quezon Memorial Circle. We're seeing moderate to heavy traffic as well. Now let's take a look at EDSA White Plains this time. On the left side of your screens, those are the vehicles heading to Shaw Boulevard. So if you're headed southbound, you will be slowing things down as moderate to heavy traffic already building up on that lane. Opposite side, right side are the vehicles heading to Cubao. Light traffic on that area. Now, heads up to motorists. The expanded vehicle number coding scheme is in full swing. So it's a Wednesday. Vehicles with license plates ending in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 and 6 should be off the road right about now until 10 a.m. and again later from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And what will the weather be like this Wednesday? Let's find out from Paolo as he gives us today's forecast from Weather HQ. Take it away, Paolo.
Thank you so much, Anne. Let's take a look at the local weather because after the heavy rains brought about by Super Typhoon Nando in northern Luzon, another weather system is now being closely monitored inside the Philippine Area of Responsibility. Now let's take a look at this because as of 5 a.m. today, as I move on over to this side, Tropical Storm Opong was spotted 855 kilometers east of northeastern Mindanao. Now, it packs sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour near the center with gusts of up to 80 kilometers per hour. Now, Opong is moving west-southwestward at 20 kilometers per hour. Now, for now, Tropical Storm Opong has no direct impact on the country. However, Southwest monsoon will continue to influence the weather, especially in Luzon and the western sections of the Visayas region. Now, expect rainy weather across many parts of Luzon. The southwest monsoon will continue to bring rains in Zambales, Bataan, Mindoro, Occidental Mindoro, and Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon, though, can look forward to cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, particularly in the afternoon and in the evening. Now, over to the Visayas region, the southwest monsoon will keep conditions partly cloudy to cloudy with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms possible. Over in Mindanao, as you go to the south of the country, the weather will be partly cloudy to cloudy with isolated rain showers. Now, this is mostly due to localized thunderstorms, though. But when it comes to sea travel, as we take a look at our gale warnings, a gale warning is still up in the northern seaboard of northern Luzon. Now, this is particularly true over Batanes and the Babuyan Islands. Now, seas are expected to be rough to very rough in these areas. So for the rest of Luzon, though, you can expect moderate to rough seas, which are likely. While seas will be generally light to moderate over in the Visayas and Mindanao. Let's take a look at the rainfall forecast today because there is an advisory from Pagasa. For today, the southwest monsoon continues to bring moderate to heavy rains with rainfall amounting and ranging from 50 to 100 millimeters over in Zambales, Bataan, and Occidental Mindoro. Communities in these areas should remain alert for possible flooding and landslides. Now, by tomorrow, the southwest monsoon will still be in effect over in Occidental Mindoro with a moderate to heavy rains. Now, on top of this, we mentioned a while ago, Tropical Storm Opong is expected to enhance rainfall in eastern Visayas. So moderate to heavy rains are also expected to 50 to 100 millimeters, and then they are forecast in eastern Samar and northern Samar. Residents in these areas should prepare for widespread rains and possible flooding. Now, by Friday though, Palawan, Antique, Iloilo, Guimaras, Negros Occidental, Negros Oriental, and Siquijor will receive heavy rains due to the southwest monsoon, with amounts reaching 50 to 100 millimeters. At the same time, rains directly associated with Tropical Storm Opong will be more severe. Intense to torrential rains of more than 200 millimeters are likely in Sorsogon and northern Samar. Heavy to intense rains or 100 to 200 millimeters are expected over Quezon, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Albay, Masbate, Eastern Samar, and Samar. Now, moderate to heavy rains or 50 to 100 millimeters of rainfall will affect Metro Manila, Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, Occidental and Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, Romblon, Aklan, Capiz, and Biliran. Again, communities in these areas, in the mentioned areas, are urged to be alert for floods and landslides. And we have a lot more to talk about when it comes to Opong, but for the moment, that's it for Weather HQ. And back to you.
Thank you so much, Pao. Now on to our headlines. The plot thickens in the so-called Senate flicks. Former DPWH Bulacan 1st District Engineer Henry Alcantara name drops more politicians in his explosive testimony. In his sworn affidavit in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing Tuesday, Alcantara tagged former Senator Bong Revilla, Senators Joel Villanueva and Jinggoy Estrada, as well as Ako Bicol Party List Representative and former Appropriations Committee Chair Zaldi Co. Based on Alcantara's numbers, Revilla allegedly received 90 million pesos from a 300 million peso worth of insertions in 2024. For Villanueva, 150 million pesos, supposedly from a 600 million peso allocation for a multi-purpose building in the unprogrammed appropriations in 2023. Alcantara says in 2024, Estrada asked him during a budget hearing to list projects worth 355 million pesos, of which the usual 25% payola went to the politician. Meanwhile, the longest list in Alcantara's affidavit pertains to Co, who allegedly took a total of 8 billion pesos from 236 projects amounting to 35 billion pesos since 2022. Hernandez names former DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo as the person behind all this. So big names have been named already. And according to Justice Secretary Remulla, the NBI, they're recommending filing cases against these personalities, these senators and congressmen, and the freezing of assets and bank accounts. If I'm not mistaken, that was already issued by the AMLC.
Yeah, so AMLAC did.
Yes.
Well, there was a coordination between NBI and AMLAC, and of course, actually, Secretary Remulla did mention that he was absent for portions of the hearing because he was having meetings alongside AMLAC, and of course, also having conversations with Engineer Alcantara about the statements. Of course, when we were looking at all of the names mentioned, grabe ang galing ng mga netizens natin. Ang galing nila mag-research. If you go online, people have actually found photos of majority of the people mentioned.
Yeah.
And particularly former Senator Bong Revilla inspecting flood works over in Bulacan.
Yeah.
And when you take a look at the numbers mentioned, of course, these are still all allegations. We have to say that. And there have been responses as well. You had Senator Joel Villanueva saying that he is open to any investigation that would follow this particular statement. And of course, you also have Senator Jingo Estrada, who actually did mention that he took offense to the mention of Senator Kiko Pangilinan at the about
the PDAF.
the PDAF,
Yes.
even though he wasn't directly named. So there are so many things coming out of this, apart from the huge amount of money being mentioned in the statement. But apart from that, we also have to take a look at the fact that apektado yung mga proyekto that were supposed to be made with the money that we did mention. It leads me to my next item here, because former Assistant District Engineer Bryce Hernandez admitted that all projects in Bulacan's first district since 2019 were substandard. He also stated that these projects did not meet approved design plans.
Meron pong mga flood control structures, meron pong mga building, meron pong mga kalsada.
Pati
Your
classroom,
Honor.
kasama dyan, no?
Kasama po, Your Honor.
So lahat yan substandard.
Opo, hindi po tumatama sa plano na nakadesign talaga para dito.
Lawmakers tend to favor flood control projects because they receive a larger cut of about 25 to 30%. That is compared to the 10% share in vertical projects like multi-purpose buildings. Former DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan denied knowing about these issues, claiming that project monitoring should have been strictly enforced under his watch by a certain engineer Alan Borromeo, the director of the Bureau of Construction. Now, Anne, we're talking about the projects as well. We're understanding more and more about yung mga modus nila. We're seeing the preference for flood control over yung mga vertical buildings.
Yes,
like
kasi mas malaki yung cut.
Yes, like multi-purpose buildings, which is alleged to be what Senator Joel Villanueva has been was a project that he was attached to when it comes to a particular year. Of course, again, yung kawawa dito yung mga tao ng Bulacan.
Oo na, you know what? Sa hearing yesterday, I think itong confession na ito ang pinaka nakakagalit of all. Bryce Hernandez saying that all the projects in Bulacan's first district since 2019 substandard, and we're not just talking about flood control projects, kalsada, 'di ba? Classrooms, schools,
Yeah.
'di ba? Other infrastructure projects. So isipin mo, from 2019, in all those, ilang years yun? 6 years. In all those 6 years, isa-isahin mo lahat ng project na tinayo dyan, you know, na substandard yan. Eh kung eskwela and your kid is going there, di ba parang nakakagalit siya talaga. And then yung tinanong siya, meron bang, di ba Senator Bam Aquino asked him, meron bang at least one project that was made well, na walang kickback? And he said, wala.
Yeah, it's systemic. I think it's fair to say, considering yung revelations give in that hearing. And again, they're not even done yet. They're not even close to being done. This is the tip of the iceberg, as they say.
It is, oh my God, such a big iceberg.
It's a billions worth.
It's crazy, oh my
Billions
goodness.
worth.
But you know what? I feel more names are going to be named,
Today,
especially
actually.
Today. The computer. This is my next article. Let me read this first. Former Bulacan Assistant District Engineer Bryce Hernandez will turn over to the DOJ today, Wednesday, a computer that contains damning evidence in the flood control scandal. On Bilyonaryo News Channel's On Point, his lawyer, attorney Raymond Fortun, says the device holds the details of all projects in Bulacan District 1. The files include the amounts of the projects and their proponents in Congress. Fortun says it will reveal more politicians who allegedly received kickbacks from anomalous projects.
According to Bryce, and also now confirmed by Henry Alcantara, the information was supplied by Yusek Bernardo.
Okay.
Yusek Bernardo would be the one to say, ito project ito ni XXX.
So and so. All right.
And it is given to, and that information is given to D. Alcantara. D. Alcantara will also need to inform Bryce Hernandez and JP Mendoza over here, as to who is the one who has an interest in this particular project. Why is that important? Because later on, as it unfolds, it is the role of Bryce and JP to talk to the contractors and tell them how much they are supposed to collect for purposes of complying with the obligation of the proponent.
We need to take a very short break. We'll continue our discussion with attorney.
So the computer of Bryce Hernandez will be surrendered to the Department of Justice today.
Yes.
And there is actually a box of documents that were surrendered to the Senate. So merong documents and then yung laman ng computer na ibibigay sa Department of Justice. And tomorrow, during the Blue Ribbon Committee hearing, we can expect more names to be named.
Yes.
As they go through this evidence that was handed to them.
So I mentioned a while ago that names will be revealed today, pero not to us yet, siguro. Kasi we have to wait for the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing.
Tomorrow.
Now, yes, tomorrow.
Yes.
So again, another must-watch TV moment. Again, catch it here on the Bilyonaryo News
Wait,
Channel.
hashtag protect that computer at all costs.
Oh yeah, I mean like apart from that, diba? I mean like the names that were mentioned in the initial statement of Engineer Alcantara, Henry Alcantara, it already says a lot.
Yes.
Yesterday, if you were watching Agenda, I also have to mention that our colleague here in Bilyonaryo News Channel, si Joash Malimban, did a fantastic job with his own investigative piece, looking at the works as well of former DPWH, Senator Mark Villar. In the previous administration when it comes to yung mga public works as well.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone to check out that story online. Again, names are coming out more and more. And I mentioned we're only at the tip of the iceberg. We didn't even mention all of the names mentioned so far.
Oh yeah, we're just the bigger names
Yes.
were mentioned, right?
My
but
goodness.
there are actually more. And with the revelation, as soon as they see the contents of this computer, we will definitely be hearing more names, more companies.
Yes. So right now we are actually, since we're talking about flood control, there might be potential flooding. So in the next few days, we actually have Pagasa on the line with us to give us a clearer picture of Tropical Storm Opong and its possible impacts. We have with us on the line weather specialist Rhea Torres. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us po.
Yes po, good morning po. Good morning to our televiewers.
Yes, ano po ang pinakahuling update tungkol sa Tropical Storm Opong? May pagbabago ba in terms of yung lakas o yung track po nito?
Yes po, so kaninang alas 2 or 2 a.m. this morning, nag-intensify nga po itong si Opong and isa na pong ganap na tropical storm. So yung mga tropical storms po natin usually may international name na at itong si Opong ay may international name na Boloy. As of now po nakikita natin may maximum sustained winds or lakas po ng hangin malapit sa gitna na 65 kilometers per hour and gustiness na aabot ng 80 kilometers per hour. And yung direction niya present movement ay nasa west-southwestward at 20 kilometers per hour. So huli po itong namataan at 855 kilometers east ng northeastern Mindanao and based po sa ating latest na track forecast ay wala po masyadong pagbabago yung magiging pagkilos nito si Bagyong Opong. Maaaring baybayin pa rin or possible ang landfall scenario pa rin dito po sa may Bicol region or parts po ng Eastern Visayas. And yung pinaka-crucial po na part is potential na tatawid po siya dito sa may Southern Luzon area. So areas po ng Bicol region, sa Calabarzon ay mararanasan po yung direktang epekto nitong si Bagyong Opong. Starting Friday or possible Thursday, just that's for areas po ng Eastern Visayas, Bicol Region, and Calabarzon area, as well as yung mga karatig na probinsya ng Central Luzon and dito po sa Metro Manila as well as Mimaropa. So most likely by Thursday po, unti-unti na mararamdaman yung epekto nitong si Opong.
Ray, are there any chances that itong si Tropical Storm Opong ay mag-i-intensify pa even further as the days go by?
Yes po. So, since nasa dagat pa, hindi natin inaalis yung chances na mas lumakas pa po ito lalo. Although, based sa ating latest intensity forecast, maaaring umabot po ito ng severe tropical storm category.
Do we expect it to interact with the southwest monsoon? In the past few days, we've seen yung enhanced southwest monsoon due to the last severe tropical storm. Ito po ba, maapektuhan po ba yung southwest monsoon?
Yes po. So, nakita po natin dito sa dating kay Bagyong Nando na malakas din po yung paghatak niya sa habagat. So, since malayo na po si Nando, most likely to-take over naman itong si Opong habang papalapit po sa ating bansa. So, yung habagat po, most likely ay mararamdaman din po, especially sa may western sections ng Mindanao at Kabisayaan. At habang binabaybay niya po itong ating kalupaan, ay mas mararamdaman din po siya dito sa may area ng Luzon.
Rhea, taking a look at yung track po natin, it looks like talaga magla-landfall talaga ang itong tropical storm Opong. Ano mga lugar dito sa bansa na kailangan talagang i-up yung mga alert levels nila and of course paghandaan ang pagdating ng Typhoon Opong?
Yes po. So, based po sa ating latest na bulletin, maaaring magtaas na po tayo ng tropical cyclone wind signals as early as today over eastern portions ng southern Luzon and Visayas, or particularly dyan po sa Bicol region, sa may eastern Visayas, and dito po sa may northeastern Mindanao. So, itong signals na to, meron po tayong 36 hours para mapaghandaan bago maranasan na po yung epekto nitong binabantayan na bagyo. At inaasahan po natin, particularly sa may areas po ng Eastern Visayas, sa Bicol Region, Calabarzon, pati na po dito sa Metro Manila, as well as areas ng Central Luzon and Mimaropa, as much as possible. Samantalahin na po natin yung today actually, samantalahin na po natin ngayong araw dahil mararamdaman na po natin yung epekto nitong bagyo starting tomorrow until this coming Saturday.
Rhea, maraming salamat. Thank you so much for the update and hopefully we get to talk to you again soon. Ladies and gentlemen, Pagasa Weather Specialist Rhea Torres. Maraming salamat.
Thank you po.
Now, moving on here, back to yung mga flood control trials natin, of course, hearings rather. Tensions flared in the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing between Chairman Panfilo Lacson and Senator Rodante Marcoleta over Lacson's comments on BNC's On Point.
Senator Ping, para ho sa inyo, sino ho ba ang sabihin natin worth it o dapat na ikonsidera na state witness at maipasok man lang dito sa witness protection program?
At this point, between Diskaya and Bryce Hernandez. Kasi si Diskaya kept on lying even up to, late afternoon.
Marcoleta challenged this statement, arguing Lacson should not prejudge resource persons.
Don't question my opinion.
I am not questioning your opinion, Mr. Chair, but you are the chairman of this committee.
Anyway, let's proceed with the
You are not interested in the prejudicial question that I am going to raise, Mr. Chair?
Go ahead, you raise your
Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa inyo
You're
an
questioning my
investigator,
opinion.
we are investigating.
Away kagad tayo rin.
Mr. Chair, we are still
Hearing is suspended.
investigating.
Are you trying to state this? No. I'm raising prejudicial question outside of this hall. We're gonna question that we want. You also the person. I'm questioning your opinion because you are the chairman of this committee, Mr. Chair.
Lacson then questioned Marcoleta's defense of the Discayas. The hearing resumed without Marcoleta's input, and he later objected to the proceedings, promising to raise the issue on the Senate floor. Again, this is one of the things that really made the news.
Yes.
Among the many things
Senate flicks.
that made the news, again, it's Senator Marcoleta and Senator Lacson going at each other
Yes.
even before we got into the meat of things talaga. So I think we're going to see a bit more of that as well moving forward, especially if Senator Marcoleta is still of the opinion that what Senator Lacson and of course basically the fairness of this committee is in question. And again, this is also more reason why you should keep on watching BNC. Kasi
Exactly.
grabe, it came from an interview here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel.
With Pinky. Now, I have news related to that. Several senators have proposed the denial of entry into the Witness Protection Program, or WPP, to individuals involved in the flood control scandal unless they return stolen government funds. At the resumption of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee hearing yesterday, Senator Bam Aquino asked Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla if restitution could be made a requirement for those seeking state witness status. Remulla replied that while it is not policy, doing so would be a good test of reliability for a witness. The proposal was opposed by Senator Rodante Marcoleta, who argued there is no law requiring restitution from potential state witnesses, but was supported by Senator Kiko Pangilinan, saying there is no law barring the return of stolen wealth in good faith either. Senator Erwin Tulfo also supported the idea, saying sometimes you have to bend the law to please the people. So we've seen Bryce Hernandez returning his vehicles, right? So I think yun ang hinihingi ngayon, na ibalik yung perang nakuha, the assets that were bought with taxpayers' money. But I want to understand yan. Hindi siya kasama sa rule. But if they give it like willingly, like what Bryce Hernandez did, tatanggapin naman siya, di ba?
Yes, so technically speaking.
So is it a requirement talaga for you to
No.
be considered as a state witness?
No, it is not a requirement as mentioned by Senator Marcoleta. Very letter of the law yung interpretation ni Senator Marcoleta. But yung hinihingi ng mga senator and of course Secretary Remulla is the return in good faith.
Yes. Yeah.
Not necessarily required, pero considering the amounts we're talking about and of course the fact that this is a financial crime of a magnitude that I don't know if we've seen in general, diba? I believe that returning it in good faith, at least based on the statements of the senators and of course of the many senators, it wasn't just Senator Bam and of course Senator Tulfo who
Yeah,
did
Senator
mention.
Tulfo, yes, saying that
Actually,
sometimes you have to bend the law.
Both
So sabi niya,
Tulfos, both
oo.
Senator Tulfos did support this idea na it's better to return the money
To a-
even if hindi siya required
Yes.
by the letter of the law. But again, how that develops, we are going to see. Especially kung sinama natin doon yung kulay from that trading of barbs between Senator Lacson and Senator Marcoleta, wherein Senator Lacson did ask the question of Senator Marcoleta, why are you protecting the Discayas?
Why do you, protecting the Discayas.
Whose
yes.
WPP status is being questioned as well, or at least initially was denied. We're going to, syempre, umiiba yung kulay ng konti. But again, that is putting everything into context as well.
I want to also, maybe we can ask Attorney Karen later, because I remember during a Senate hearing, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano mentioned that parang magkaiba yung putting someone under witness protection program and one becoming a state witness. Parang
Yes.
hindi
Yes.
siya pareho. So sometimes kasi when you say maipasok siya sa witness protection program, automatic state witness siya. So apparently parang hindi yata, it's not the same thing. So maybe we can ask Attorney Karen later to explain that to us.
Yeah.
Diba?
And siguro you can ask her also when she goes on air later
Yes.
on. Pero of course, a lot more to talk about. And wow, Wow. From the Philippines, let's go to the world.
Yes,
Nina.
please. In world news, thousands of anti-government protesters, same thing, turned out in the Slovak capital to demonstrate against Prime Minister Robert Fico. That's amid accusations that Fico failed the economy. The movement has gained momentum when Fico visited Moscow, further fueling dissatisfaction of Slovakians over their government's pro-Russian policies. The protest comes the same day as U.S. President Donald Trump threatening economic measures against Russia. Some people in the crowd held signs accusing Fico of being a Trojan horse for Russia.
Well, after all that news, let's go to sports! Filipino tennis star Alex Ayala is back on the winning track after advancing the round of 16 of the Jingshan Open yesterday, September 23. Ayala takes down Belarusian Alyona Falei 6-3, 7-4 to secure her spot in the next round. Top-seeded Ayala faces Japan's Mai Yamaguchi next, who beat Hong Kong's Cody Wong in her own first-round matchup. The round 16 clash between Ayala and Yamaguchi is set for tomorrow, September 25. Now moving on to world sports, U.S. President Donald Trump told the UN General Assembly that he hopes that people from all over the world will attend the 2026 FIFA World Cup and the 2028 Olympics hosted by the United States. However, he made no mention of his migration crackdown that has deterred some visitors. Overseas travel to the U.S. fell by 2.9% year-on-year in August as tourists faced visa issues and long wait times. While FIFA reports strong demand for World Cup tickets from countries like Mexico, Argentina, and Brazil, new fees and travel restrictions could deter visitors. The Summer Olympics is set to be held in Los Angeles, California, in July 2028.
All right, here's our first cup of tea. Warner Brothers dropped a teaser for upcoming romance horror, The Bride. Written and directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal and based on the novel by iconic horror author Mary The trailer. The moment I woke up this morning, that was the first tea that I...
I'm just happy again that I can bring back an old reference to a very, very old movie called Young Frankenstein, which I still think is the best Frankenstein movie ever.
Really?
Wherein it was released in 1974, and Gene Wilder was there playing young Frankenstein.
Gene Wilder.
Who says his name's not Frankenstein? It's Frankenstein. All right, let's move on.
Okay, for another cup of tea, Apple TV has postponed the release of The Savant, a thriller starring Jessica Chastain as an investigator trying to stop domestic extremism. The decision comes after the assassination of conservative activist and media personality Charlie Kirk. The series follows Chastain's character, a military veteran who infiltrates online hate groups to prevent terrorist attacks. Apple said it made the move after careful consideration and will release the series at a later date.
Good move.
Yes, actually, yes.
Super good move.
Kasi parang laging may trigger warning dapat yan every
yeah.
time you show the series. So yeah, good move for them.
Wow. Yes, a lot when it comes to that. And of course, again, we're just going to be hoping that the political situation in the United States
Yes.
eases out, considering madami tayong kababayan na nandun eh.
Was it yesterday or the other day that we were talking about Jimmy Kimmel? So he's going to be back on air in a few hours in the U.S.
Yes, but
tonight
not to,
in the U.S.
But not to all distributors.
Yes,
Yeah.
not to all distributors, but if through Disney, I believe. No,
Yes,
Disney
which
streaming.
is the parent company. But then, of
Yes.
course, the
people are going to be
distributors-
looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Because,
yung monologue niya.
Yeah, the monologue, and we'll see if how tamed that monologue is going to be, because Disney now was really asking him to do a public apology and he refused. So we'll see later in the U.S., in a few hours in the U.S., if it's going to be a filtered monologue for today's Jimmy Kimmel show. But
Yeah,
see,
I doubt
Glenn
that. We'll
Powell
see.
is his guest for tonight. So that's going to be really exciting. And that is our tea for this morning. Now, Besties Ask is up next. DJ Yen joins us all the way from the Mellow 94.7 BFM studio. Join our Bestie Hangout after the break. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Beautiful day. And it's time for the ultimate crossover to brighten up your day. DJ Yen joins us all the way from the Mellow 94.7 BFM studio. Good morning, bestie.
Besties.
Hi, so what are we talking about for today's Besties Ask?
It's all about wishes. This is meant to be super lighthearted, maybe a little shallow. If you had one wish and it would come true, like definitely come true, what would you wish for?
Alam mo, this is so funny. I know we want it to be light and I know we want to just be happy.
Parang
Pero
hindi light yung
maraming
magiging answer
tao
natin. Yes.
are asking for a certain journalist's wish to come true.
That's
Lately.
where this question came
We can say
from.
that,
Oo.
di ba?
Yeah, I mean,
Birthday wish ni
Cara
Cara
David.
David.
I mean, like a shout out to our media colleague, Cara David. But of course, syempre, I think at this point, DJ Yan, I'm gonna start out here.
Okay,
I think
go.
at this point kasi mahirap not to wish better for our country and our countrymen. So at this point, for myself, syempre, gusto ko rin ma-experience the capability to spend 1 million pesos in a day and not worry, and
know what? Yeah.
be able to do that
Same.
throughout the year. But of course, all of that aside, syempre, ako at this point, I think it's fair to just wish for better for our countrymen in general. Kasi grabe yung mga nangyayari ngayon. Pasensya na DJ Yan. I know you wanted something light and shallow. Pero mahirap maging light and shallow ngayon, especially with the news that we read a while ago.
No, I know.
Oo, but how about you, DJ Yan? What's your light and shallow one? Get us out of this quagmire.
It's a light and shallow one. I'd say job stability or something. Like, I was also thinking of like a deep answer, but I was like, no, the news that happens. I know what you've been talking about all morning long. So maybe let's just make this a little lighthearted.
Job
Oo,
security. Ang saya ng job security. No?
Yeah, that would be so nice. And, a maleta filled with 50 million pesos would be nice too. Diba? Delivered to my house. I mean, I don't have a rest house. I just have a house. But it would be nice.
Again, dapat yung maleta na sinasakyan, 'di ba?
Ha?
Yan yung uso ngayon, 'di ba?
I don't care
I don't want
kung
to be
anong
airport.
klaseng maleta paglagyan. Basta it has 1 million pesos inside and delivered to my house. Thank you very much. That would be nice.
So yan yung wish mo.
Pwede rin. That's my wish. But my serious wish, kung serious lang,
Okay.
I guess my wish is not really for myself, but for my daughter and my husband, for them to have long and productive lives, especially my daughter. That's my wish for her. And if that would come true, that would be the greatest gift ever.
Alam mo, DJ yan, ang napaka-selfless ni Ann, no? Kasi hindi niya sinaming sarili niya eh. Yung asawa ko na lang yung anak ko.
Yeah,
Oo.
damn. Para hindi maging alone yung anak ko if she lives her long and productive life.
I
My
know.
husband will still be there.
It's a wish, It is a wish.
Yeah, it's my wish for them. But my wish for myself, yun nga, yung maleta with 50 million pesos. Baka naman. #baka naman.
Baka may mawala sa mga SUV. But DJ Yen, when you look at the replies that you've had so far, have you gotten any so far? And of course, if people want to reach out and of course join Besties Ask, how can they do so?
You can do so, facebook.com/947mellow. But there are some people who have already answered.
Yes, let's hear it.
They're with me on this. Lighthearted wish, they're with me on this.
Okay.
Their wish is for infinite clean laundry. There are some people one day of relaxation. And I think there's one house and lot. They want a house and lot. So basically all the answers were just aligned to those.
To be fair, ang sarap magka-house and lot.
That's true.
Like,
At saka, infinite clean laundry. Oh, that would be so nice too. I mean,
Good
naka-leave kasi our house help today eh. I mean, the entire week. So, ang sarap ng yung laging malinis
So,
lang
ikaw yung
laundry.
maglalaba?
No, my husband is the tagalaba.
Kaya pala you wanted to live a long and healthy life eh. Kasi ayaw mo maglaba.
Bakit ba natin yan pinag-uusap?
Hindi ko pala, binubuli mo pala asawa mo eh. Hindi
That
ko
is
alam.
not true. I don't bully him. He just loves doing the laundry. He says it's very therapeutic.
Oh, sure.
Like, no, actually, when we travel, he is always the one who's going to the yung laundromat all the time doing the laundry. Kasi nga, it's therapeutic daw. You sit there, you wait for your laundry to finish, and then you get to reflect on so many things about life. Mga ganyan.
So, may washing machine ba kayo?
Yeah, we
Or
do.
kamay yung gamit niya?
Kamay! Sino ba naglalaban ng kamay now? Meron pa ba?
Marami! Oh my gosh! Wait,
Wash a
Ann!
few items.
Ann, wait lang!
Washing machine!
Wait lang, Ann!
Oh my God!
DJ, I change my wish. Sana lahat ng tao magka-washing machine para ma-experience
Oh, that's
nila
true.
ang buhay ni Asis-Carilo.
Na may washing machine.
na may
there's
washing-
electricity,
Ang
there's
hirap maglaban
water.
ng hands. Oh, that's my wish also for other people. Sana magkaroon lahat ng washing machine. Automatic, yes. You may timer. That's right. Yeah.
What kind of washing machine has no timer? I've never encountered one.
Meron ng washing machine with timer.
Thank you so much,
So you
Bestie
schedule
DJ
it para when you
Yen.
wake up in the morning, it starts washing already.
Oh, wow. Wow. Alam mo, paglabas ni Ann mamaya sa studio, maraming titingin sa kanya. Like, look at this person. Doesn't
She
understand.
doesn't do her
naman,
clothes.
Hand
Her clothes
washing.
are machine
I do
wash.
hand wash. I hand wash like small items, but
Thank you
to
so
hand
much,
wash,
Bestie
yes.
DJ
Thank you.
Yen. Until our next hangout next Wednesday. Wow, this
Yeah.
took so many turns I did not expect.
I know.
Thank you, Yan. We'll see you again next week.
Wow.
What? I just feel, kawawa naman, ang hirap maglaban ng hands. Diba? True, diba? O yan, si ate is. And up next, guys, we will be joined by an artist on a mission who uses her art to bring attention to indigenous communities and is a cultural ambassador for the Philippine Navy. Kristine Soguilon joins us after the break. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Hi there, welcome back. You're still here on Beautiful Day. Talk about a multifaceted woman. Here with us is mixed media artist, indigenous community advocate, and cultural ambassador for the Philippine Navy, Kristine Soguilon, to talk about her art and her mission on our Hangout. Beautiful day, Kristine. Welcome to the show.
Today, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. For waking up really early just to be here live.
Oh, natutulog ako kanina dun eh.
Nagpahinga sa nagpahinga sa makeup room.
Tawag dyan, efficient. Efficient yung,
Yes, diba?
yung energy management niya.
Ayan.
So, Christine, let's start with your background. You studied in the UP Diliman College of Fine Arts.
Yes.
And you have a PhD
Yes.
as well. And you've described also, going back, way back, you've described that you could draw before you learned how to write.
Yes.
Yeah, so how did you become an artist? What inspired you to become an artist?
Before, I was just an artist. And during my time at the UP Diliman, I was able to study a lot of kind of art, like really multimedia, painting, animation, photography. And after that, I was very active. I had my exhibit, but I decided to be in hiatus. Before I went back to being an artist, I was in hiatus for 10 years. Tagal-tagal.
Tagal rin.
okay.
Oo.
I got married.
Congratulations.
Meron akong mga mental health challenges.
All right.
And the reason why I came back to art is because my son died, John. And nung time na yon, talagang na-convict ako na I really need to use my talents and my skills. Kasi si John, he was able to inspire a lot of people with his death. And syempre ako, I want, sabi nga, di ba, pag pumunta tayo sa langit, gusto ko sabihin ni God, good job, my faithful servant. And I want to see my son. And I want to dedicate everything to the Lord. So prior, nagpe-paint lang ako about myself, mga nararamdaman ko, but now I'm doing everything for God's glory. So it's really different.
What I love about your work, what I love about yung advocacy mo, and what I love about the fact that, yung kwento mo, napakasakit talaga when you hear it, and then when you take a look at the efforts that you're making, it really feels like you're not just representing yourself. You're representing so much more. You come from an indigenous background, you consider yourself now as an indigenous community advocate. You're now part of the Philippine Navy, and you are now representing the best the Philippine Navy has to offer. When you talk about yung thrust mo into representing others as well, when you're trying to put a great face onto all of these efforts, I mean, we now know kung ano yung drive mo, pero what drove you to actually live for others as well, apart from making sure na okay ka, kasi grabe ang tindi ng pinagdaanan mo?
Marami pa rin actually challenges as we speak. Pero yung offering myself to others, it's because I believe that we are here for a purpose, not for ourselves, but to serve others, because that's what God wants us to do. And I am here because I know that, pasensya na, I know that God wants me to do something that's so much more beyond myself. Because if I'm just doing something for myself, then I'm not living for a purpose. And syempre, ang Panginoon talagang very intentional. He orchestrates everything, and we are part of His great plan.
Do we see your son in the works that you make today?
I'm sorry.
Do we see your son in the works that you make today?
Sometimes I was able to have an exhibit that's dedicated to him during the leap year kasi he died February 29. And I had an exhibit entitled Beauty for Ashes. And I want to present to the people that for every ugly part of our story, God transformed that into the most beautiful part of our testimony.
You've shared that, you went through these very difficult seasons, the death of a child, mental health crises. Did your style or your themes shift dramatically after all these experiences?
It did. And like prior, before my 10-year hiatus, you would really see the difference of my artworks and how it would evolve into something that I believe God wants me to deliver to others.
What would you say is the common theme now sa works mo? Kasi sabi mo nga, nag-shift siya from 10 years ago. Ano yung tema ngayon? Because we're seeing a lot of your work, we're seeing a lot of yung mga process mo, and it feels like it's paying tribute to yung mga gifts natin in general, God's gifts. So what would you say is the theme as of now?
As of now. But in general, it's all God. To be honest, it's all God. I just want to echo the greatest artist, Genesis 1, chapter 1. In the beginning, God created. And I believe that art is one of the highest form of praising and worshiping God. And yun talaga yung gusto kong ipakita sa mga artworks ko. And at the same time, I want to highlight the Filipino culture.
Okay. Which personalities have you worked with or commissioned, artists that commissioned you for your artworks?
Artists that I had a collaboration with. Isa lang, si Jonathan Manalo of ABS-CBN. Ayan. Talagang very prolific songwriter, and producer.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, like, we're seeing a lot of your work here now. And of course, we also have to mention the fact that you are a Navy ambassador.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, I did ask you a while ago na nag-enlist ka muna bago ka naging ambassador. Hindi ka rin-recruit para maging ambassador.
No.
Of course. So,
Yes.
nag-enlist ka muna. Can you walk us through yung proseso nun, yung thought process mo? Why would you want to go into the Philippine Navy? And of course, paano ka kinuha sa ambassador? And what was yung role mo? Or what did you discover your role was?
Ayoko naman talaga mag-Navy eh. Sa totoo lang,
So bakit?
So, bakit?
My
Paano ko
friend.
Okay.
my
Oo.
friend, Pebbles Duque,
Oo.
asked me, one time, nagkakape kami sa Makati. And she was like, gusto mo mag-Navy? Gusto ko, yes. Parang, in passing lang. Tapos
Oo.
pag-uwi ko ng bahay, ba't ako nag-yes?
Totoo. Oo.
Oo, tapos sabi ko, ano gagawin ko sa Navy? Baril-barilan, di ba? Artist ako, hindi naman ako...
We're off to a great start as a Navy
sorry,
ambassador.
Foik, I really love being in the Navy now. Talaga. I'm sincere.
Okay,
So,
alright.
from you-
Okay.
Okay,
Eto
go
na.
ahead.
Para naman may bawi ako, right?
Okay, please. Nervous ako para sa'yo eh.
Oo eh. Okay, so, nag-train ako. Akala ko mamamatay ako sa training.
Of course.
Kasi I'm not
Okay.
used to going to the gym or mga physical activity. Itutulog ko na lang talaga yan.
Okay.
And then, I decided to, create projects. Kasi yung mga reservists, we are encouraged to create projects for the Navy or to be, volunteers, mga iba't ibang efforts nila. And then, I had a lot of exhibits during that time. So, I was like, bakit hindi ko gamitin yung art ko for the Philippine Navy? It's something different. And I believe the civil military operations of the Philippine Navy would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because it's not about warfare, it's about keeping peace, it's about using other means and ways to highlight the Philippine Navy.
Yes.
So I keep on doing those things, and a lot of collaborations happened between me and the Philippine Navy.
Yeah.
And right now, we actually have a 5-year-long project
Okay.
called Bridging Horizons. Ayan. And proud. And
Okay.
this is a project that I conceptualized because I wanted to highlight, number one, our nation to other countries, because what we do is we visit different embassies and ambassadors, and the Philippine Navy gifts them with my artworks to remember us by.
Yeah.
And for that, it's also a platform for our commanders and our officers to have a dialogue with the different ambassadors and dignitaries so that we can have a project and collaboration that would help other nations and the Philippine Navy.
Okay, after that answer, feeling ko happy na si Foik. Si
Foik.
Vice Admiral Espeleta, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And yung first FOIC na naabutan ng Philippine Navy, which is Sir Adasi. Hi, sir. Talagang happy na ako.
Okay,
Promise.
good. For those wondering, the term FOIC, Flag Officer in Charge
Yes.
of the Philippine Navy. Of course, you're doing this, and Vance, if I'm not mistaken, a single mom at the moment.
Yes.
So, I mean, like, grabe yung pagka-juggle mo. I could only
That is
imagine.
a challenge,
Oo.
ha?
Yes.
Yeah.
Basta ako naman, first, God. Second, family, which is my kids. Oh, my kids. With the ambassador of Brazil. And the next, huli na lang yung mission. Church,
Yeah.
Navy, lahat na ibang gawin. And I'm really very intentional. Nakakahiya, ba't ako digay ng digay?
No, it's okay. Here,
And-
let's get you some
Getting
water.
siya ng water.
Yeah,
Yes.
here.
Yeah, and very intentional with the kids. Thank you very much. And I really engage my kids with
Yeah.
everything that I do. I want them to be exposed to these things. By the time they are grown up, I want them to also serve
Yeah.
the country.
So, we'll let you have your water first, of course, as we are, of course, showing photos of your family. So, it's interesting that you say you want them to serve also. So, gusto ba nila mag-Navy rin? Or
No.
or mag-PMA ba sila?
Hindi naman.
Bata pa. Let them enjoy their childhood
It's nice to dream.
first.
I'm sure happy sila.
Yes, pero nag-enjoy sila. I don't want them to feel that it is work. I want them to enjoy. Pero syempre, gusto ko ma-explore din nila kung ano yung God-given talent sila.
Yeah.
And sabi ko nga, yung talent ko, nagamit ko sa Navy. So whatever it is that they can do to serve our nation, our countrymen, the Philippines, yan ang gusto kong gawin nila.
Gamitin mo para sa Marines o
Yan.
sa ibang branch.
Navy.
Oo, pwede rin. Air
Para sa
Force.
hostage.
Oo, para hostisya. So, back to being an artist here because you have an exhibit starting tomorrow, if I'm not
Yes.
mistaken. Itong
Oh, no, it's not
Shadows
tomorrow.
of...
It's on the 26th.
On the 26th, rather. Shadows of the Skyline.
Yes.
So, what is it about? What's its theme? And tell us more about it.
Pwede ba yun? Baka mag-promote ako dito.
Yeah,
so, it's
oh
an
my
Ayala
God.
Land.
Yes.
It's an Ayala Land premiere exhibit. And it's an echo of their new condominiums and how it is presented during the nighttime and how the silhouettes of those makes our landscapes really beautiful.
And after this, you have a couple of exhibits happening next month.
Yes, I have one called This is Bethel. It is from October 7 to October 10. This is the second part of the This is Bethel exhibit. I had one last year. The paintings and artworks that are gonna be shown there are my artworks that I made during the time that I was in the psychiatric ward.
Yeah. Yeah, it says there, if we can go back to yung other...
This is
This is
Bethel.
Bethel.
Yes.
So we showed a piece of our work there, made description done. So a collection of notes, letters, sketches, drawings, and paintings by Christine, created during her time in therapy, hospitalization, psychiatric care, chronicling her journey through physical and mental health challenges. It's so interesting that you are allowing yourself to part ways with these works. Kasi napaka-personal nito. I can only imagine yung proseso mo actually using these works of art.
Yes.
And then now, ito, you're putting it on display and for sale also.
Yes. One of the artworks was reproduced. And yun yung available for sale, the G Clays. But I really want to share this because I've been sharing my testimony, not just in the Philippines, but all over the world about my mental health for the simple reason that I know there are a lot of people who needs to hear that.
Yeah.
And wait, this is for the benefit of Support Your Navy Foundation. So I really hope you can support this exhibit.
Yeah.
You know, you have shared your story with us. You have gone through so many challenges in your life. If someone is touched by your story or your art, how can they continue to support you, support your work? Also, it is your birthday next month. So,
40th.
Yeah, happy
40th?
birthday.
You don't
in
look
advance.
40.
Happy not at all, diba?
Yeah, I'm
thank
38.
you.
No, sorry. Joke. No.
Grabe siya.
That is normally the joke I use. Pasensya na
Pakinggan
po.
ko si Paolo del Rosario. But
Hindi.
yeah, how-
Sorry, 28.
Yan ang pinakamagandang sinabi mo this year. Huwag mo nang dagdagan pa.
How can they support your work, your art, the communities that you represent?
Okay, so first thing, you can support by getting to know God more. Not for the money or anything. Share it to other people who needs inspiration. And syempre second, I really want, if you can buy the artworks, marami po kayo matutulungan. And we really need financial support, specifically financial support for our fisher folks at the West Philippine Sea.
Yes. I was going to mention that because very embattled yung Philippine Navy considering what is happening. Alam ko, if I'm not mistaken, as of late, the Philippine Navy has reported na mas kumonte yung Chinese presence sa West Philippine Sea.
Yes.
Ever so slightly. Pero still, yung challenges for our fisher folk there. Have you been to yung areas na yun?
Not yet. Medyo pinag-iisipan natin. Civil military operations tayo. So, yeah.
I asked you nga kanina, are there a lot of female sailors?
Yes. And sobrang nakaka-empower.
Yeah.
And they are, I believe, personal opinion, I believe they are more active when it comes to different projects and efforts.
You see, challenge yan para sa mga lalaki rin.
Oo,
right?
diba?
Yeah, I mean,
So,
like, to be
ikaw
able to,
mag-enlist ka na.
my family has served. So,
What has been your your proudest moment so far?
Proudest moment is to be able to raise my hallelujah in everything that I do. There are a few people who does that. It's very intentional, and I'm very unapologetic when I do that.
yeah, I mean, like, again, your work has done so much already. I mean, like, you've worked and were featured and have talked to celebrities, politicians, and not mistaken, Boy Abunda
Yes.
as well. You have portraits you were commissioned. There it is, si Boy Abunda. Looks fantastic. You've also had commissioned portraits from the Marcos family, the presidential family, former President Rodrigo Duterte, current Vice President Sara Duterte, former Vice President Leni Robredo, even
Yorme.
Joseph Estrada,
Yeah.
Yorme, the late Gina Lopez. I mean, like, my goodness, grabe yung your ability to reach out to all of these people and, of course, be recognized for it.
Praise God for that.
I mean, when you take a look at where you are right now, before we start wrapping things up, how would you characterize yung journey mo from the mental wars through all of the stuff that you went through?
One
And,
word.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Sakto show natin yun.
Oh yeah, it's perfect for our show. And where do you see yourself, in this another 5 years, both personally and in your broader mission?
Yeah, like in 10 years, when pag 40 ka na,
Grabe.
bawi na.
I see myself just, going to places where God sends me. Yan lang talaga.
I love that. Again, we've seen your exhibits coming up soon. Again,
Yes.
shout out to Skyline, Bethel as well. And of course, another event coming on October, an art and wine exhibit called Velvet and Vines.
Yes.
So, sa social media naman, how can they reach out to you?
You can visit my Facebook page, Kristine Soguilon-Lim, and my Instagram, Kristine.Soguilon.
And we always ask this last question to our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day. So what makes your day beautiful, Christine?
Every time God wakes me up.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. She says
you
her
so much.
journey has been beautiful. It has been a beautiful interview. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful story.
Thank you so much.
And I apologize again for making that joke about your age.
No,
Yeah.
it's very funny.
I know.
Nakabawi ka kasi doon sa 28 But she is an artist on a mission, Kristine Soguilon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That was so nice.
I know. And we've got more stories for you guys after the break. Plus, your horoscope of the day with Master Hans Kua. So don't go away. Beautiful day. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Beautiful Day, and we've got more tea for you this morning. Amid the political climate and intense scrutiny over her lavish lifestyle, Heart Evangelista says she is skipping Fashion Week. The style icon and senatorial spouse went live on Instagram to apologize to her fans, but she insists this isn't the right time for anyone in the country to be going to Fashion Week.
We need to be here. Not necessarily be in the rally if it's not like I have a different situation. Obviously, I'm aware of that. But it's important that we open our eyes and we truly become one and empathize and really see what's going on and see what we can do.
But Hart stresses she will continue doing her job. She also pushed back against bashers for using her as what she described as a political tool of entertainment.
Do not come for my integrity when it comes to my work, because I work so hard and I am proud of what I have. I can't stop working, and I think some people should actually appreciate that hindi lang ako nakatambay sa bahay. Tulad ngayon, I feel helpless. I feel helpless na nasa bahay ako, na hindi ako nagtatrabaho. It's not my nature, I'm not the type of wife na nakatanga lang ako sa bahay at nakikipagtsikahan lang ako sa amiga. No, I'm not. I have other things that I will be doing. I have been having meetings with my attorney, and definitely I will not take it sitting down. What some people have been saying about me, not even allegedly, everything I do is proper, everything is well documented.
Hart is accused of being a Nepo wife as the wife of former Senate President Senator Cheese Escudero. Her makeup artist had alleged that the actress is the second biggest buyer of YSL worldwide. To be fair, Hart has been very hardworking ever since. I mean, even before she got married to Senator Cheese, diba? She was in the acting, movie industry, diba? She's been working as an actress ever since bata pa siya, a commercial model, and now, doing all these things, Fashion Week and everything.
I mean, to be fair to Hart, yung background niya, she is, from a relatively privileged background.
Yes.
Very privileged background. To what extent, I have to admit, hindi ko alam kung how privileged she was growing up. And of course, yung background ng pamilya niya, to be able to speak about yung spending niya or whatever money that she is able to have from a family perspective. But at the same time, Ren, it is easy at this point for a lot of people to be upset about the connections made to politicians who they may suspect or are being linked to certain issues.
Ang hirap kasi nung yung being affiliated
Yes.
with these
Even-
certain personalities, diba?
Yeah.
Pero,
Even being
kahit-
friends with certain people,
Being
diba?
friends, being married to them. Pero even if she came from a privileged background, diba, makita mo, nagtatrabaho siya ever since she was young, diba? So,
But of course, speaking of Fashion Week here, you have something on Fashion Week.
yes, that's right. Our last cup of tea for the day alongside Milan Fashion Week, Gucci hosted an A-list packed exclusive event. On the sidelines of Milan's Fashion Week was an exclusive screening of The Tiger, a short film by Spike Jonze and Helena Rain. In attendance was a star-studded audience including Hollywood stars Demi Moore of Charlie's Angels fame, Gwyneth Paltrow, aka Pepper Potts from the Iron Man films, and Edward Norton from the classic thriller Fight Club. But what really got fans in a frenzy was the arrival of BTS member Jin, who took the time to pose for photos. The event came a day after Gucci revealed the first styles by its new designer Denma, a former Balenciaga designer, posting images of her first styles on Instagram. So you see all these Hollywood stars, but the one that got the crowd crazy is Jin of BTS. Diba? And I read an article, there are talks na baka BTS yung, they're looking at BTS to do the halftime show. So parang they're looking at Taylor
Of the
Swift.
Super
They're
Bowl.
also Super Bowl. They're also looking at BTS. So we'll see.
I love that piece of news. First of all, shout out to Jin, WWH, Worldwide Handsome. I see you. Second one is the fact that medyo na-trigger ako slightly na Demi Moore and the reference used was Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Have we forgotten Ghost? It's a fantastic movie about pottery. Or at least includes pottery.
Baka kasi hindi na nakapag-backward masyado.
My love,
But yeah, Demi Moore is just
my darling.
gorgeous until now, right?
Girl,
Okay, tama na.
Now,
Horoscope na tayo. Horoscope na tayo, guys.
It is time for us to find out what the stars have in store for us today. Let's hear it from our resident energizer and feng shui master, Hans Kua, in our horoscope today. Take it away, Master Hans.
Good morning! Beautiful day with me, Bilyonaryo Master Hans Kua. Ito po ang horoscope ngayong araw ng Wednesday, September 24. Simulan natin sa mga pinanganak ng Year of the Rat. Ugaliin ang warm water sa umaga. Nakatulong yan sa digestion at focus. Orange at 6. Kay Year of the Ox naman tayo, pwede ka makatanggap ng bayad mula sa dating pautang. Yellow at 2. Kay Year of Tiger naman tayo, ang dating wala lang ay ngayong nagiging baka nga pwede. White at 8. Kay Year of the Rabbit naman tayo, may ipapasa kang task na magugustuhan ni boss. Green at 5. Kay Year of Dragon naman tayo, iwasan ang sobrang tamis sa pagkain o mga inumin. Silver at 4. Kay Snake naman tayo, maging masipag sa documentation. Malaking tulong yan. Ngayong araw, Gray at 3. Ito naman, Care of the Horsey, may payment na paparating galing sa delayed na transaction. Blue at 7. Kay Year of the Sheep naman tayo, may opportunity para sa online presentation or pitch. Ihanda ang sarili. Gold at 6. Kay Year of the Monkey naman tayo, isang simpleng lambing lang ang magpapalambot ng matagal ng tampuhan. Pink at 9. Kay Rooster naman tayo, may swerte sa online freelancing o part-time na gig. Purple at 1. Kay Dog naman tayo, mas magiging productive ka kung ipaprioritize ang mahirap na task sa umaga. Green at 5. At kay Year of the Pig naman tayo, magandang araw para sa light cardio o mga stretching na session. Red at 4. Paalala lang, ito po'y patnubay lamang. Ang tunay na swerte ay nagsisimula sa pagiging totoo. Abangan araw-araw ang horoscope of the day. Dito lang po sa Beautiful Day with me, Master Hans Kua.
Thank you as always, Master Hans Kua. So, according to him, my horoscope is mag-prepare daw ako for pitches that I will make. Wala akong any pitches or presentations, Master Hans.
Well, maybe that's a problem. You need... But of course, yung sa akin naman, I believe it was about a due payment to me. I hope to me. Hindi ako yung may due, di ba? Or something
Sana
like
sa akin
that.
na lang yun. Sana sa akin na lang yung horoscope na yun kasi merong mga due talaga na
No, pero di ba yung
payment
sa'yo...
unpaid pa na baka VO.
But diba, normally, in general, diba, Master Hans's advices to you is always to, settle your debts.
I know, pero kailan darating yung mga what is due me?
Yung mga
diba?
payable
Yun ang
sa'yo.
tanong.
Mga receivable
Oo.
mo.
Yes, so sana sa akin na lang yung horoscope mo, di ba?
That's true. But anyway, we're at the point here where we can now check our social media.
Yes,
Kasi
that's
ang
right.
dami
Ang dami
nangyari.
natin today. Messages, let's start with Facebook. We're saying hello to Said Maestro. Okay, and...
Go lang, background music lang ako. Go.
Oh, sige. And then, si Said Maestro says, I go with Miss Cara David's wish when we were talking about the
Yes, that's true.
Yes. Si Jamon is there. Cardo Dalisay! Sandali. May Cardo Dalisay on the group chat. China Barachina is watching. She says, good morning from Manila.
Shout out, China.
Hi, and Man Demand sending us some messages over. Nalilito ako sa pagkanta mo. Can you be quiet for a while? Michael Angelo Buddy Tew says, good morning, Ma'am Ann and Prof. Pao. How to be pogi like Paolo del Rosario. Cheeky says hello and also counting down the days till Christmas. We'll have that in a bit. And that's it for today. And Michael is saying good morning to DJ Yen of Mellow 94.7 BFM. We will have Besties Ask again next week. So if you want to chime in on the topic, make sure that you are watching, well, every day, but Wednesdays we do Besties Ask.
Ghost was the most successful movie of Demi Moore.
I love
ever.
Ghost. Like, really.
You should watch it.
And you know, after people saw Ghost, lahat nagpagupit nung gupit ni Demi Moore, right? It was just like yung Jennifer Aniston's cut dun sa
Yeah, the
Friends.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Rachel.
And then after people watched Ghost, everybody had that short haircut.
Dati, when you say ghost, it was a good thing. Ngayon, you say ghost, may nasasaktan.
Ay nako, yes. Ghost project.
Ghost project, ghosting, diba? But alam mo, when you talk about ghosting, it's important you don't ghost the people you love. Especially in Christmas kasi, 92 days. 92 beautiful days before Christmas. Pagkalaw, yan.
Speaking of
92.
ghosting, dapat yung mga ninong-ninang, wag nilang i-ghost yung mga
Ayun.
inaanak nila.
Also, can I just say
Yeah.
people who go after yung mga ninong or ninang na feeling nila may pera, and that's the only reason
Feeling nila
why.
may pera, what does that mean?
No, I mean like kapag baptism, 'di ba? Or like and then you just call, uy, ito baka may right? Like expecting a sizable gift every year. Minsan nawawalan ng connection kasi hindi naman talaga close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean like I'm just saying
At saka,
that's hard. That's hard.
I mean, if you're already 18 years old and above, huwag nyo nang habulin yung ninong at
Okay.
ninang nyo. May trabaho.
No.
Magtrabaho na kayo.
No, that's for life. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for life, like if your parent
We have to
dies
wrap
and
up. We have to wrap up.
Okay,
You know
sorry.
what? To all of the ninongs and ninangs of Anne, please gift her washing machines. Okay? that is all we're asking for right now. That's a wrap on our show today. Very aggressive ending. Pasensya na po. Na-trigger po ako
Oo nga.
sa washing machine. That's
Di
our
ko man lang
show this
clear
Wednesday,
yung point ko.
September 24. Thank you so much for joining us. Watch Ghost. I'm Paolo de Rosario. Remember, keep it cool, take it easy.
And I'm Anne Asis-Carilo. Have a great day ahead. And always remember to choose joy and spread love and kindness wherever this day takes you. See you again tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. only here on
Beautiful day!